This week, we'll be discussing what do you do when your loan modification fails. A lot of families in this economy have gotten into loan modifications as a way to try and correct their mortgage problems or their drops in property value. Well, if you've ever gone through a loan modification, then you know that it does not always work out the way you expected. There are many things that can happen, and so I wanted to talk to you today about what you can do if your modification fails and what are your options. Well, the first thing to do is to make sure that your modification has failed. You're going to have to get in touch with your bank and you're going to have to talk to them and explain your situation. Sometimes the bank can review your situation or new information that comes into them, and they can put your modification back on track. That would be your first option. Second, if your modification has failed, then you need to go back and review or find out why you failed. Was it your finances changed? Did your income change, or did your expenses change? What caused you to fail? When you figure out what caused you to fail, then you're going to have to be honest with yourself and the bank and talk to them and explain your situation. Banks are human beings just like everyone else, and they understand that life does happen. The third thing you need to do is be honest with yourself and be honest with the bank and discuss what alternatives you have. The bank, a lot of times, if you fall out of a modification, they still are willing to work with you and would still like to help you. And they understand that although you fell out of this modification, it does not mean that you can't do a new modification or get better terms. When dealing with a failing modification, one thing you want to do is you want to accurately look at your finances and make sure you don't sign up for a plan that you can't adhere to. If the bank comes to you with a proposal for how they can renew or put you back into your modification, and it's something that you honestly feel you can't do, then be honest with the bank, tell them that, and see where you can go from there. The bank has an understanding for those types of things. So what you want to do is go back to the bank and try to negotiate new terms if your modification fails. The last thing I would suggest is that you don't talk to a loan modification service. In this market, there are a lot of modification services that say you can pay them a fee and they will modify your loan. They'll negotiate with your bank. And while the service may be legitimate and they may have the best intentions, banks, in my opinion, respond best to dealing with the homeowner themselves. It may be something you don't want to deal with. It may be something that you're confused and scared about. But the honesty and the reality of it is that the sooner you deal with the problem and the sooner you discuss your situation with the bank, the better the outcome will be and the happier you will be with the result. A lot of companies that I've seen that do the modification services, either the service costs way more than it should, or the service, once you pay for it, doesn't really live up to what you expected and you're disappointed anyway. I would rather you save the money and use that money toward trying to get back into your modification. Follow these tips and I'm sure you'll get back into a modification with your bank. If you'd like more advice on how to modify your loan or how to get back under a modification if you fail, then visit our website at www.sellonterms.com. From there, you can check out our blog and see different articles on ways to modify your loan or to get back under a modification. Hopefully this will help you. Thanks.